Hola amigos, ¿cómo estás? Estoy bien, gracias a Dios. Do you wash your vegetables and your fruit before you eat them? It's a really good habit to get into. I was just working on some food prep and feeling compelled to come online and discuss conscious eating with anyone interested in developing conscious eating skills. Thank you for your interest in yourself. In modern times, conscious eating can be scary, and I understand in more ways than you think I can. We defend what kept us alive. We want to taste the tastes we like. We don't like admitting we're wrong. And there's a lot of reasons for me to help people become more conscious in their eating. The thing with it is, for me, I have what I feel is so much exciting news about conscious eating, because I've found ways to make it so simple. And I just really need people that are interested in doing it with me so I can continue to display these types of videos online. But if people are not interested in what I'm doing, I know how to do it. I don't need to make videos to teach myself. And I hope I can make a positive difference with what I've learned. Gracias a Dios de nuevo. So a big part of starting conscious eating in modern times is knowing your substitutions, because you don't want to give up what you like to eat, and you don't have to in ways, because when you learn the proper substitutions, they're easy to remember and they don't change. They're universal. Once you know how to replace things that you shouldn't have in your diet with things that are more okay to be in your diet, and learn how to prepare the food at home different and how to shop at the grocery store different, you won't want to eat the way you eat now, because you won't want to feel this way. You will only feel better if you take better care of your own physical health. Food is the perfect solution. It takes time, so the earlier you can get on it, the better. But if you get on it early enough, this makes me nervous to say online, but I've been doing this a long time, and honestly, think about it. There are a lot of food-related illnesses. I have no reason to believe I have anything to fear for a lot of them. It's hard for me to say that on camera because it comes with a lot of judgment in modern times, but I've been doing this a long time. So it can make a really big difference in your life. And if you don't buy it at the grocery store, you can't eat it when it's at home. And sometimes you may even be fussy and pouty about eating the substitution in the moment, but as soon as you're full or it's gone, it doesn't matter. And it does matter because you did the better thing for your body. So knowing your substitutions is a big part of it. In that, for example, you can still have a meal that you would typically eat with meat and know a meat substitution and make it exactly the same, but just with the meat substitution. And this is a really important perspective I want to share, because I really feel frustrated by this. Please, this concept that you have to choose, like, yes, I eat it, no, I don't. It frustrates me. If you talk to people like, you can't eat it, they're not going to like you. I'm trying to help. The truth is, you can eat it, but responsibly. You can eat that meal with meat in it 3 out of 5 times. Those other 2 times that you use your substitution, you're doing better things those 2 times. In that, you'll learn to notice the difference you feel when you eat it with and without. That's conscious eating. You have to eat it with the meat and eat it without the meat to notice the difference. And I get mad that I know people assume that I'm going to say, don't eat meat, don't eat meat, don't eat meat. And I really wish somebody would listen to me. It's not about not eating it. It's about doing it responsibly. And maybe you're somebody that feels like you just shouldn't eat it. And I don't eat it. And I have no plan on eating it because I'm doing something. But you don't have to be doing something. You can just live. But in that, don't you want to be healthier? If you don't want to be healthier, I don't understand why. But if you do want to be healthier, you can learn some substitutions. Here's a brief, I don't like to say food, specific foods, because it's not about that to me. But I know in what I'm doing, I have to say something about it. Here's an example. Something you would make with cubed chicken, you can replace the cubed chicken with whole cremini mushrooms. You can literally just break the cremini mushroom package open and dump it in as your chunked chicken and make it exactly the same otherwise. Mushrooms, don't buy white mushrooms. They're babies. They were grown with no light and they have hardly any nutrients in them. If the white button mushroom and the white mushroom is your preference, I would suggest you lean more towards a cremini, because when you see that brown on the top, it doesn't affect the flavor, but it does affect the nutrients. That means the nutrients were going in. I'm not going to get too much into mushrooms at this time because I feel like it's already running low. Another suggestion would be if you were to use ground Hamburg for something, you can replace it with some black beans. It won't be as plentiful, and you shouldn't really necessarily dump a whole can of beans in. You have to know your own system. Well, that's why I get nervous about suggesting specific foods. But these are ideas that may jog ideas for you. You don't have to do what I do. These are just things that worked for me. I don't know what you eat. What do you eat that you feel like you could substitute? Maybe 2 or 3 times a week or every so often, just so you can feel the difference. And this idea that you have to quit meat is scary to people, and stop saying it. If you're a heavy meat eater, something to keep in mind is that it's not up to you. You're a human. Stuff builds up in your bloodstream. And if you're a male, erectile dysfunction is not something any male likes to talk about. Erectile dysfunction is caused a lot of the times by blood flow issues. Do you think you're too manly for the meat that you're eating to build up cholesterol in your veins and cause blood flow issues? Are you too manly for that? Well, I'm not trying to make you upset, but I'm trying to help you understand the truth of what you're doing. If you're a heavy meat eater, I would suggest you find some substitutions and start laying back. Definitely. But if you're not a heavy meat eater anyway, just relax. That's all I'm going to say for today. Thanks again for your interest in yourself. Paz a todos. Uno more. Cuídate.